Over our last few devotions, we've looked at some different people who enjoyed the knowledge and the benefits of God's presence. We saw that Adam and Eve walked with God in the garden before sin, how sin broke that relationship, but nevertheless, God continued to pursue people with his redemptive plan and purposes. And then we saw Joseph and how God's presence enabled him to endure the difficult circumstances and situations that he found himself in his life. And then we looked at Moses and how in Moses' life he felt inadequate. He felt ill-equipped to go to Pharaoh and ask for the release of God's people. But God promised, I will be with you. That's how you're going to be adequate. That's how you are going to be successful. Not because you are who you are, but because I am who I am, and I will be with you. But as we go further on in Scripture, we're going to look at sort of a broader reason why we can rest securely in the knowledge that God is with us. And that is because Jesus came to be God with us. And we see this in Matthew in chapter 1, where Joseph, who is engaged to Jesus' mother Mary, has found out that she's going to have a baby, and he knows the child is not his because they've never been together in a way that would create a baby. And he is thinking that he will end this engagement, but he wants to do it without bringing disgrace on Mary. And then an angel comes to him in a dream, and this is what is recorded in Matthew 1, starting in verse 21. She will bear a son, and you shall call his name Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins. Now all this took place to fulfill what was spoken by the Lord through the prophet. Behold, the virgin shall be with child and shall bear a son, and they shall call his name Immanuel, which translated means God with us. As part of God's redemptive plans and purposes, he sent Jesus to be God with us, God incarnate, God with skin on. And the fact that Jesus came fulfilled that prophecy from the book of Isaiah that said, a virgin is going to have a child. You're going to call him Immanuel, because that means God with us, because he himself is God with us. Jesus' coming, his death, his resurrection, his ascension allows us to know God intimately. And so I would encourage you today to think about, have I come to know Jesus? Have I placed my trust in what he did in dying on the cross and in being raised from the dead so that sin and death were defeated forever and we could be restored to that relationship with God, that our lives could be redeemed, that we could be on a different path than that path of just serving ourselves, or maybe that path of feeling aimless and without purpose, that we could know that there is a God who created this whole world and who sustains everything in it, who says, I want to be your father. I want you to be my child. And I've sent my son to show you the way, to be God with us. I hope that you will take some time today to be awed by that fact that God is with us, and then to thank him and to you spend some time processing, okay, God, I have a relationship with Jesus. Now, how can I grow in that relationship so that I am more and more aware of his presence on a daily basis in my life, so that I can truly live in that amazing truth that Jesus came as Immanuel, God with us.